So for the first question I'm asked, do you like rainy or snowy days more? And to be honest with you, I really like watching snow fall, but everything else about it sucks. Shoveling and walking through snow is really annoying, and driving through it is even worse. So if I really had to pick snow or rain, it's most likely going to be rain. Do you believe in ghosts? For a matter of fact, I'm actually a licensed ghost hunter in the states of Illinois and Indiana. I have participated in numerous investigations where I have documented and recorded various forms of paranormal activity. So yes, I do believe in ghosts. Should people ever wear camo outside of hunting? To me it depends. I have no problem if someone's wearing a camo shirt or camo cargo pants or a camo top or a camo hat. But if I ever saw someone decked out in full camo, I would either assume they're preparing for a war reenactment or they're about to perpetrate a mass shooting in public. What do you think of toddlers and tiaras? If I ever had a son or daughter that was featured on that show, I would build a time machine, go back a decade or so, and dropkick their mother right in the ovaries. What is something you really regret? Obviously, starting this list is definitely one of the things I regret most in my life and answering these questions, so let's keep moving on. Walmart, Target, or Kmart? It all comes down to proximity and convenience for me. I do go to Target a few times a year only because it's closer to where I live. When I am out of town visiting family, I'm probably going to go to what's ever closer, so usually it's Walmart, but for the most part I do prefer Target. Next question. Have you ever cried so much because you were happy? The answer to this question is yes. Back when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup Championship in 2010, I was watching that live, and I think I was crying a little bit, or I had tears of joy, because I was actually really drunk at the time. And they scored the goal in such a dramatic way that it was just epic and crazy, so I was a little teary-eyed at the time. Are you afraid of heights? I'm not really afraid of heights. I work a job where I'm usually asked to climb ladders and go on rooftops on a daily or weekly basis, so it doesn't really bother me. The only thing that really bothers me about heights is when I'm asked to carry heavy equipment up a flight of steep stairs or a ladder, because I suck at balancing things. Is Christmas time stressful for you? In all honesty, my family hasn't celebrated Christmas in years. We are Christian and we do go to Mass and we do exchange gifts, but we really don't have a big gathering or a big dinner or even set up a Christmas tree for that matter. It all stems because a while back, Bill and family created a rule that if a family member died, we wouldn't celebrate Christmas. And it seems like every year we've had a family member die or a close family friend die. So we've, out of respect for them, we basically don't celebrate Christmas or have a big celebration. What is the first concert you ever went to? My parents took me to a Willie Nelson concert when I was really young. I don't remember much about it, or I'm not really a fan of Willie Nelson music. But between the ages of 10 and 18, I actually performed in a band as part of school. But the first concert I ever really went to was to see Iron Maiden in 2005. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, and I have been ever since I was a teenager. So that was a really cool experience. And that was really the first show that I ever bought a ticket for and went to by myself. Are you a cat or dog person? I like both cats and dogs, but my allergies prevent me from really owning a pet. I would consider getting a boxer though, because they do have short hair and they're really playful and they're really fun to be around. So definitely, if I could, I would definitely get a boxer. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Put simply, nothing, because men don't eat ice cream. Next question. What if the movie Purge ever came to reality? If that ever happened, I would grab my go bag and lay low for a while. My general policy in life is to be careful who you trust, and given the fact that you're in a lawless environment where anything goes, I wouldn't really partake in any rioting, as fun as it may be, and I would just hide out and try to wait it out if at all possible. Next question. Do you prefer Nikes or Adidas? I prefer Nike shoes, but Adidas for pretty much everything else. I like Adidas hoodies, shorts, and hats, and yeah, shirts and tops. It's Adidas for me all the way. Legalize marijuana, yes or no? I believe if you can regulate it and keep it out of the hands of kids, yes. There are some practical purposes for it for, medical reasons or treatment, and yeah, maybe some recreational too, but as long as you can regulate it and keep it out of the hands of kids, I support it. Okay. What's your thought on teenage drinking? Drinking in your early teens is really stupid, especially when you're in high school and your brain is still developing. Alcohol consumption is only going to impede your brain's development and probably make you dumber. I personally know that I did a lot of stupid things when I was a teenager and especially in high school, and if I was drinking at the time, alcohol would have made my life much worse. So I myself started drinking when I was about 19 years old, and I would drink heavily in my early 20s, and I stopped ultimately because of some health issues. I just wanted to go clean, and I quit drinking, I quit smoking, I quit a lot of adverse activities that I was doing at the time, and I've been healthy ever since. I do drink still, but maybe I'll have a 1 or 2 beers every night when I do drink. But for the most part, I really cut back a lot. People always say, why should you stop and smell the roses? What if the roses have bees in them and they sting you? So when you get older and start working and get a daily job, you're going to find out the time's going to go by much, much faster, and every day will just blur together, and it's going to seem exactly the same. You start feeling like you kind of just wasted time, and for the most part, it sucks. It's a bad feeling. So my advice to you is you have to dedicate time, like your own personal time, to spend with family and friends, and really make good memories with them, because games and TV will always be there, but your friends and family will not, especially your mom, your dad, your uncles, and your grandparents, your cousins. You may lose them at some point later in your life, so definitely try to spend time with them and make good memories. Do you think Obama is doing a good job? To me, I think it's all relative. I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican, and I really feel that most politicians in the world only care about their own interest rather than the interest of people. I'm willing to respect most political ideologies and beliefs that are really not centered around hate or like supremacy or racial, anything of that bullshit, but I consider myself an open-minded guy, and so long as you're not talking about hurting other people or, drinking some Kool-Aid, I'm probably going to listen to your beliefs. I may not follow them, but I definitely will listen and respect them. What did you want to be when you were a child? When I was in second grade, I really wanted to be an astronaut, like work for NASA and get blasted off into space and visit distant planets, but then I realized that becoming an astronaut was next to impossible. So I decided to become an astrophysicist, and after spending several years in high school, studying math and physics, I realized that I'd probably be better suited to becoming an engineer, which is more practical, and that's really what I spent my entire college career doing, studying to become an engineer. Have you ever met anyone famous? Yes, I have actually met several celebrities in person. The two most famous that you'd easily recognize are Michael Jordan and Bill Murray. I have met several other athletes really briefly, like Dustin Bufflin, Kerry Wood, and Dave Dearson, but whenever I see a famous person outside of a promo event, I just really hate bothering them, because I know they always get bothered with fans and crazy people saying, "Dude, can you sign this for me? Can you give me a selfie?" or whatever. And really, I don't want to make their lives any more complicated than they are already, so I'll just say hi, nod my head, or wave, or just do something simple. Alright guys, I believe that's been 20 questions. If you want me to do anything more, just leave a like or a comment in the comment section, and maybe I'll consider doing this on a later occasion. But thank you so much for watching this video and listening. I really appreciate it. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye. Bye.
On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone drops to 0.